Hi Cowboys, I'm Marcus Crum.
And I'm Joseph Crum.
And we're here for your weekly Sidekick football preview. So this week the Cowboys, after their win last week against Rowlett in the bi-district round of playoffs, they travel to Allen Eagle Stadium to play against Rockwall. What are they going to be seeing in the Rockwall offense this week?
Yeah, this offense, they're high flying. Their quarterback, Matt Jones, has 2,500 passing yards and 25 touchdowns on the season so far. And he's a great quarterback, and he has great receivers on the edge, led by A.J. Blocknell, who has 1,100 yards and 13 total touchdowns so far this year. So, it's an offense that, they score a ton of points. They've scored even 72 in one game, but they've scored 45 points in 5+ games. So that'll be something that this Coppell defense will try to limit.
Well, yeah, and this Coppell defense, we've said it time and time again, they make plays when they need to, and you saw it last week at the end of the game against Rowlett. They had the turnover on downs, and then the forced or the fumble recovery on the muffed punt to finish it. In that fourth quarter, they only allowed Rowlett 2 first downs. One of those was on a penalty. So really, they came up big when they needed to, and that's what they've done all season, and that's what they're going to have to do this week. They're not a defense that will necessarily hold you to under 300 yards, under 200 yards, but their defense is going to make plays when they need to and get turnovers on downs when when the team needs it most. But on the offensive side of the ball, it wasn't the best week for the run game last week. They averaged a little over 3.5 yards per rush, but they found a way to make it work. Brady McBride making plays in the passing game like he's done all year, and they found a way to keep this offense rolling even when the run game wasn't quite where they wanted it to be. But I think it's going to be important to get the run game going. We've seen whenever they're able to get Joe Fex, whenever they're able to get even Bernardo Rodriguez, whenever they're able to get like last week, Jonathan McGill, who was leading rusher on the team last week. Whenever they're able to get them going from the backfield, it really opens things up for McBride in the passing game. So I think it's going to be important, but I think they showed last week they can handle the pressure when the run game isn't quite where they need it to be.
Yeah, and this matchup with this Rockwall defense is an interesting one. This defense, they've given up lots of points. They've only allowed 21 points one time. Every other game they've allowed more, but they have some definite athletes on that defensive side. They have a good D lineman, Corey Barron. He's a big D lineman, number 34. He gets off the ball pretty quick, so that'll be something that this Coppell offensive line will try to match up with. But they also have a really good outside linebacker on the edge in the ESPN top 300, and then they have a huge safety who comes inside the box and plays even like a linebacker position. But this Coppell offense, I've talked with them throughout the week. They have a good game plan lined up for this Rockwall defense. So that's it for this week. We'll see you next week.